Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're starting front page review with The Nation. Major headline: Ibadan attack. Police launch manhunt for Abiola's widow. Other backers of violent agitation on security radar. Suspects to be charged with treason, terrorism. In other news, crude oil reserves hit 37.50 billion barrels. Another power grid collapse paralyzes businesses and other activities. 30 held for illegal mining. NDLEA arrests 50,901 drug suspects in 3 years. APC suspends Ganduje's ward ESCO for 6 months. How to stem inflation by experts. And Tinubu writes on Chibok girl says kidnapping must end. In other news, Trump's criminal trial begins in New York and Israel-Iran war looms. Okay, so what are we starting with?
The one for the Ibadan. Ibadan is dear to my heart. My secondary school was in Ibadan. I spent 6 years in Ibadan. So anything that concerns Ibadan is like home for me. So the Ibadan attack, the police launched manhunt for Abiola's widow. And this one says that the police yesterday launched a manhunt for Mrs. Dupe Onitiri Abiola, a suspected sponsor of the invasion of the Oyo State Government Secretariat in Ibadan by some Yoruba Nation agitators. The manhunt for Mrs. Onitiri Abiola, a widow of the business mogul and prominent politician, the late Chief Moshood Abiola, followed her broadcast in a viral video in which she claimed responsibility for the violence that jolted the government of six southwest states. And in this news, it also said that the governor, Seyi Makinde, said invaders met superior powers. That the governor of Oyo State said the hoodlums that stormed the state secretariat met what was beyond their imagination. And the governor also assured that the state will spare no person and will deploy all resources to ensure a safe and secure environment. And same on the story, Onitiri also spoke. That's the special advisor to the Oyo State government on security, Fatai Owosheni, said Onitiri Abiola is a leader of the other separatist group. Owosheni, who spoke on the national television, said the woman has been there for more than 3 decades. So this one, I want to say congratulations to the people of Oyo and the government especially. We saw their sporadic response. And I think that that's how emergency should go. When there is an emergency at hand, let it be as hot as it is, please, because we also know that, yes, security agents, but in the video I saw, I feel that our security apparatus or architecture, they are not well equipped, because the whole retreat, advance. I mean, there are some other tactics that we can use.
Process even on how to deal with such kind of things.
You understand?
Kinetic and non-kinetic.
Again.
Even with the ammunitions.
Well, one of the lady that was among them said they had promised her a better life if she takes part. Another one said he was defiant. There was a professor among them, a 55-year-old lecturer of Federal College of Education. You know, so they got these people. And my own shock is, we the Yorubas that did not know about it. How can you tell me you are my leader? Who's leader?
Who chose you? Who appointed you?
Exactly. When did we have that conversation?
But it's not our hot topic, so...
Yes, inflation, no. They said inflation has risen to a new high of 33.20%, and experts are calling for intensive and complementary fiscal strategies to support the monetary initiatives being taken by the Central Bank of Nigeria in order to stem the rising cost of living. Now, the National Bureau of Statistics yesterday released the latest inflation figures, and I'm going to take them. It says that it increased by 150 basis points from 31.70% in February 2024 to 33.20% in March 2024. Now, the jump in inflation rate exceeded most projections, and the inflation rate was 30 basis points above average analysis consensus of 32.90%, which was originally estimated by Bloomberg. Now, the headline inflation was primarily driven by increases in food inflation and core inflation, which rose by 209 basis points and 77 basis points to 40.01% and 25.90% respectively. They said it also included all items, farm produce, energy, and on a month-to-month basis, it showed 10 basis points from 3.12% in February, 3.02% in March. all these numbers are only saying that the prices of things may remain elevated in the meantime.
Despite.
Yes, saying that there's also a need for structural issues that are hindering the food productivity and reduction.
I remember the last time we had this economist on the show, he said it takes about a few months for economic policies to take effect. So the impact of the interventions being done now, we might not feel that in the market immediately.
Of
it might
course
take a
not.
bit
Yes,
of
we have
time.
people
So
who
we
have
should be a bit patient with
purchase their
stocked up
products.
their
And,
things.
yes, and now because they are not sure whether it's still going up and down, nobody wants to just be making losses and you're doing investments.
Okay.
So the APC have suspended Ganduje's ward ESCO for 6 months. You know, they had made a proclamation yesterday saying they were suspending Ganduje, saying it was an embarrassment, saying...
How can you suspend your national chairman? You said, those people said they don't understand the game, the politics they are playing.
He said the party was being subjected to unnecessary embarrassment from their rival New Nigeria's party, and that Ganduje should just go and rest and face all these things, clear his name first before they will...
But now the people that were suspending have now been suspended. That is politics. While I agree that it might take a back step to clear his name, which is what anybody that wants to say I'm transparent, I'm clean should do. I feel like it was not a wise move to suspend your national chairman.
Yeah, but they also spoke about that video. Can you remember one video where he was purportedly collecting some money?
That
still happened.
Yeah, and
you don't sweep it under the carpet because it was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
I just think it boils down to accountability. If you are involved, be accountable for it.
So, a quick story before we move on to Punch. 30 illegal miners were arrested in Niger State. Now, we know that a lot of the kidnappings and banditry are supported by illegal mining. They said they arrested these 30 people. The Commissioner for Mineral Resources in Niger State, Garba Sabo, had said yesterday that the ministry had profiled 229 mining companies for assessment to determine which of them they would approve or disapprove. Like they're already working. And that they addressed reporters saying that they had made some arrests during the recent visit to some illegal mines and lamented that people could not be arrested because the miners run upon seeing the officer. So they probably haven't gotten the big wigs, the owners of the mine. They're just seeing the people that are acting on it, that it's unfair to call the government incompetent when you have not seen the work that has been done, that they go to mining sites and sometimes, despite being with security men, they are usually attacked while doing their best to stop this menace and protect the site. So the commissioner has hinted that they are going to introduce biometrics to get complete details of all miners in the state to prevent monopoly of business by some companies. So I think mining portends a lot of revenue for Nigeria, and we are not getting the opportunity because of all the...
whoever that commissioner is doing a good job because he's going to the root
Cause of the matter.
with the risk of his own life as well. Moving on to Punch, major headline. Vandalism worsen grid collapse as gas shortage slashes power supply. In other news, Nigeria's FDI fell by $19 billion in 10 years. That's from Edu, our minister. Yoruba Nation, lecturer defense participation, police parade 21. Testimony backlash. Dunamis apologizes as Abuja testifier meets Eneche and wife.
Better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oromoni. Father kicks as coroner blames parents. Doctor for teenager's death. State police. Police law amendment may take 2 years. Naira nears 1,000 at parallel markets. Dangote Modular Refinery to pay Naira for crude. And, of course, you can't miss the picture of the former president, Donald Trump in America, during his trial over alleged cover-up for payments linked to extramarital affairs. Anything to nail Trump, We're watching it.
I took the Romani story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his father, the father of the late 12-year-old from Dugan College, I'm sure we all remember the story, has said he's not going to rest, he's not going to accept the coroner's report. The coroner report has said that he died from neglect of the parents and the doctor.
Them.
Yeah, that they didn't see any substance in him, and they didn't see any blunt force trauma to his
have been the
body,
cause of the death.
But been the cause of his death. That it's possible that he was bullied, but that was not the cause of his death. Apparently, he had had an injury.
And sepsis. We had the corona, one of the coronas here.
And it was
sepsis, so sad.
Which is a very, people don't know about it because it killed my uncle last year. And that's what killed him. I don't know.
It wasn't from the school. I think
it wasn't directly from the school.
It wasn't directly from the school.
They said it was negligence of the doctor and the
isn't
parents.
our hot topic. We cannot discuss it further because it's something that if we start, we cannot finish. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll move on to another story. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.